So,
Welcome to this video. We're going to start conditionals in this video. And basically what they are is like, think about a scenario where you have a brother, for example, and you have a condition to your mom where if I'm going to go to the movie only if my brother doesn't come. That's a conditional. So like you're setting a condition. It's very intuitive. I don't want to set out like the notion that it's a complex idea. It's a very intuitive idea. So that's one example. Another example is, for example, uh, I will only go to the movie theaters if Sal comes along. That's a condition. That's a conditional because it's a condition. If something happens, then something else will happen. That's basically what's going on here. So just to write this out in programming terms, actually before that, let me write out what I just said. So if Sal, I should say first, I will go to the movies if Sal comes along. So this is what I said earlier. So what this is doing is saying you will go to the movies, I will go to the movies if, and this is a condition, this is the, well, this isn't the condition, but this is where the condition starts. The condition is if Sal comes along. So that's basically what's going on. Now, to convert this into programming language, in Java, we can represent it like this. So if Sal coming equals true. Now, when you do equals and when you want to check condition, this is very important. And we'll jump over to the IDE to visualize it more. But if Sal coming equals true, it's not just one equal sign. The reason why is because an equal sign is an assignment operator that we had earlier. For example, value equals 1, right? This is 1 is being, or value is getting the value of 1. So that's basically what's happening. But here we're checking the condition if Sal coming is true. So that's double equals. And assuming Sal coming is like a Boolean variable, okay? And then now you don't have to do this. This is optional. You don't have to say Sal coming equals true. You can just type if Sal coming, and the computer, if it's a Boolean, is gonna automatically know that you're checking a condition. But let's not go there now because that's rather confusing for no reason. So if Sal coming equals true, and then what you do is you have these brackets essentially, and that's the curly braces. You have the open curly brace, and then you have a closed curly brace. You have to have these in order for your program to work. There is an exception though. When you have only one line inside of your if statement, you don't need it. But in general, for good programming, for good programming practices, I just like to add them in general, just so when another coder or programmer is checking your code, they can see that this is where it starts, this is where it ends, just to be sure. And then inside of here, you write a program that is essentially going to indicate that you will come along. So I will come along. That's it. This is a condition, sorry, a comment, by the way. I don't think we've covered comments yet, so that'll be a separate video, but this is a comment. So let's analyze how this relates to this. I will go to the movies if Sal comes along. If Sal comes along, so Sal coming is true, I will go to the movies. It's kind of like you're reversing the order. You're not reversing the meaning, but just you're doing this first, you're saying this first, and then that's what's gonna happen as a result of that happening. That's what you do when you write out the program. I hope that's a sufficient explanation of just the reasoning behind all of this. But now let's go over to the IDE and we'll write a couple of programs to analyze this in action.
all right, so to summarize what a condition is, it basically allows the program to make decisions. So now I'm going to be demonstrating another scenario. So one scenario could be if the weather's raining, then I'll stay inside. So you can put that comment. So you basically do. So to put comments, we're going to explain this in another video, but just say / remove the if and say / and say scenario which is if weather is raining, stay inside. So it's more clear what we have to make in our program. Stay inside. And weather. So weather has to be weather, WEATHER. Sorry, so the first step we're gonna do here is we're gonna create a Boolean variable. So the Boolean variable is basically checking if the weather is raining or if it is not raining. So the way we do this is Boolean weather raining. So Boolean weather raining. And for now, we're gonna say it's equal to true. So basically that Boolean means it's true. And now we're gonna go for the condition. So we do this by saying if, and in parentheses, now we have to make sure we use parentheses when we're evaluating conditionals in an if condition. So we say if weather raining. So if weather raining, which is the Boolean variable created above. And now when we use conditionals, we have to make sure we use double equation sign. Now recall what Pranav said earlier. If you only have one equation sign, that's basically the assignment operator. But for double equation sign, it's checking if both of the values are equal in a condition, then it's going to evaluate the following. So that's an important thing to keep note of. And now we have to have curly braces. So if that condition is true, now what we're going to do is print out, I will stay inside. So system.out.println, I will stay inside. All right, so now let's run our program to see what the output is. Just let it compile. All right, so now the output is I will stay inside. Let's now break this program step by step to see what is happening. So first of all, we're creating a Boolean variable, right? The weather raining is true. So that is true. And then we have a condition saying if weather raining equals true. Now we see above that weather raining equals true, right? So that condition is true, therefore. So since the condition is true, it's going to run whatever's inside those curly braces. But if we, however, like if you replace weather raining to false, so let's say weather raining is equal to false in our Boolean declaration. Now if we say false and rerun the program, we see nothing is going to be outputted because, see, look, we have weather raining is equal to true, right? That's a condition, but above we declared it to false, and therefore the condition is false. So if a condition is false, it's not going to be running whatever is inside those curly braces. And that's basically how conditions work. But for an extra thing, we'll say print out, I will go out. So now if we rerun the program, it's going to print out, I'll go out. So basically, to summarize, whatever's in curly braces is only going to be evaluated according to that condition. But for the print line statement that says I will go out, that's outside the curly braces, and so that is outside of the condition block. So that's an important thing to keep note of. Thanks for watching.